Yo, what's up, It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching Smugstick. This is what if Vegeta was betrayed by Bulma and the Z Fighters. And so today we're watching chapter 3 and 4. Y'all killed the last reaction, so we had to come back with it. I know I'm a few days behind. I gotta get back on schedule with this one. So let's get into it though. Let's get into it.
Demanded that Bulma tell the other Z fighters what happened and why she did it. It was just the right thing to do. Bulma and Gohan argued for a bit, but she finally agreed that it was the best thing. After all, he was a great asset towards special forces at one time. At the lookout, she reunited with many Z fighters, and she began to explain that Vegeta was gone, that she got angry at him for everything that went down, and that she turned them in. The Z fighters remained quiet for a long time. Yamcha finally spoke up, saying that it served him right.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Asking what the hell is wrong with Bulma.
You just trying to get some pussy.
Looked down to the ground, and Piccolo continued to say that Vegeta was imperative in the battles against Cell, that he was changing. He stopped. Krillin agreed with him, while Yamcha and Tien argued that he was the reason many of them died in the first place. Why Cell
y'all niggas gonna die eventually. Come on now, it's anime.
Seemed to agree, though they could see where Bulma was coming from. There was nothing they could do about it now. He took Kid Trunks. All they could do is hope that future Trunks could talk some sense into him. Oftentimes, the Z fighters did try to help, but it seems like the only person he was interested in talking to was his future son. Future Trunks has been following his father through the galaxy,
come on,
often
Trunks.
challenging him to battle, other times helping him in time of need. He was unsure on how to handle the situation. It had been several years since he left Earth, and promised his mom to bring back his younger self. But that Moro guy, he seemed to have a firm grasp on Vegeta. But was he strong, or was he just waiting to strike? Future Trunks, with the assistance of the Galactic Patrol, chased after Vegeta's crew for many years, never quite being able to catch up to him. However, on a few occasions, they would clash, and Trunks was never able to defeat his father. Vegeta never killed him, and Future Trunks would always be motivated to keep on training. He would find a way to bring him home. Future Trunks watches his younger self grow up to be entitled and full of himself. He even treated 7-3 as his own butler, but Vegeta saw him as his pride and joy. Even through terrible atrocities, such as taking over planets, there was times where Trunks could still see Vegeta's better side. He defended innocent people from heartless attacks by his gang, and truly seemed to care about bettering some of those planets. But his thirst for a great battle was never satisfied. Though, tomorrow it seemed like every time Trunks challenged him, Vegeta was actually training the boy, so eventually, he could kill him. As 7 years passed on by, Future Trunks reaches Vegeta for one final confrontation. As the two are about to face off, they are interrupted by Sagambo. Vegeta learns from Sagamon's intel that the evil wizard Babidi has been spotted once more, this time heading towards Earth. Vegeta doesn't know how to proceed, thinking for a moment and realizing that Dabra, Babidi, and that Boo guy may be a good challenge for him now. He could just leave Earth alone. However, Future Trunks yelled at Vegeta and snapped him out of it, telling him that they can't allow Babidi to free Boo. Vegeta knew he was right. Too many people would die, but he played it off. Vegeta yelled and pointed his arm forward, saying that it's time for the next challenge. This wasn't for Earth, only for the sake of getting stronger. On Earth, the Z Fighters reunited for the 25th World Tournament. Following Vegeta's second invasion of Earth, Gohan has been training diligently. Every day,
I'm talking about Gohan.
He ever encounters Vegeta again. Vegeta and his crew arrive on Earth early, heading towards the area with the highest power, which are the Z fighters at the tournament grounds. Gohan and the rest instantly power up to their full strength, ready to fight Vegeta and his men. Gohan goes in for a right hook, but Future Trunks steps in the way with his arms spread wide, stopping Gohan. For a second, he's worried that Vegeta had convinced Trunks to join him. This was much worse. Trunks and Vegeta went on to explain exactly what they were there to do. Vegeta informs the Earthlings that he isn't there to fight them. He's here to fight the dangerous wizard Babidi and prevent the resurrection of Majin Buu. Bulma tries to rush over and hug Present Trunks, but he completely dodges her, going behind Vegeta's leg.
I don't know who you is.
This Earthling woman is. Bulma cries upon the realization that Present Trunks doesn't really have a memory of her. Gohan and Videl try to comfort her, promising that they would bring him back, with Gohan looking at Vegeta with the most hatred possible. Goten walked up to little Trunks, asking for his name, only to be insulted and pushed to the ground. Moro then noticed Kaioshin and Kibito approaching them. The Kais are utterly horrified to see Moro there. They view Moro as a threat greater than even Babidi. However, this may be their best bet to stop Buu. The Z-Fighters await the return of Goku from Otherworld, until finally he arrived. Vegeta feels
hey
a
guys,
strange set of
I'm
emotions
Goku.
he couldn't quite make out. Was he excited, angry, happy? Goku smiled at Vegeta and shot him a thumbs up. Vegeta was weirded out. It seemed like Kakarot didn't know exactly what transpired. But that couldn't be so. Vegeta saw Kakarot when he tried to invade Earth. Goku smirked, saying that he knew what happened, but he cared more about seeing how much he'd improve. Vegeta wasn't that bad of a guy, right? That's when Vegeta looked over to Bulma, who couldn't look him in the eyes. Vegeta walked away from Kakarot, as Gohan moved next to his father, and explained something. Vegeta hadn't just attacked Earth again. He tried to take over and kidnap Trunks. He left Bulma in ruins. Goku's attitude changed, so that was it, huh? Goku couldn't forgive Vegeta for hurting Bulma like that, but Piccolo kidnapped Gohan and he turned out fine, right? Gohan thought about it for a second, and though he was right, Gohan tells Goku that they all suspect something much darker is going on with Vegeta.
I mean, it's a little
That
different
guy
circumstances.
Moro. He's up to no good. Goku looks up at Moro. A cold sweat drips down his spine as Moro looks at him directly in the eyes. The second
Moro, imagine looking at Moro in real life. That shit looks scary to
he tells her
motherfucker.
that Vegeta was a good person during the Cell Games, even if flawed. He was changing. What she did wasn't right. Bulma puts her finger up to Goku's chest, saying that she has been hearing that what she did is wrong for 7 years. And for those 7 years, she got her punishment, as her son was taken from
I mean,
her.
you did send Vegeta to
Goku
prison.
sighed, telling her that she's right. But he only wished that she would have believed in Vegeta the way she did when they first fell in love. Goku simply walked by Vegeta. He'd have to deal with this later. After some discussion on what to do, all the factions agreed to head towards Babidi's ship. However, unlike the original story, Babidi already has an army of fighters waiting for the battle. Spopovich, Yamu, Yakon, Pui Dabra, and dozens of other aliens waiting to kill the fighters. How did they find out? Psychomo laughed as he stepped forward, a dark M forming on his forehead.
Oh, shit.
As promised, Lord Babidi, the strongest beings in order to revive Majin Buu.
This betrayal surprised Vegeta, not knowing his sight had been clouded by Moro for so long. In an instant, Vegeta rushed to face Sagambo, though his power was incredible after the Majin boost. Without wasting much time, the fighters all rushed into battle. Some had a greater time than others, with many falling to Dabura's pit. To Vegeta's own surprise, he and Goku were still very much in sync as they battled and defeated Yakon and Pui. Even so, Goku seemed to have no interest in fighting nor talking to Vegeta, unknown to them all. And despite warnings by Kaioshin and Kibito, Majin Buu continued to collect more and more Kili as they fought. But soon enough, those warnings became more dire as Vegeta continued to beat down on Dabura as a Super Saiyan 2, saying how disappointed he was at the Demon King. All these years waiting for their rematch, Vegeta could hear the Kaioshin telling him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. Until finally, Goku punches Vegeta across the face and through a mountain. This is what Vegeta wanted, right? And with the revival of Buu, he'd have 2 rivals. But this wasn't fun for Goku, as he yelled at him that he's nothing more than a maniac now, pointing over at future Trunks and telling him how his own son couldn't convince him that he was wrong.
You used to be a warrior with pride, talent. Now you're just a pirate who takes children from their
Who the
mothers.
fuck voice is this?
Vegeta looks at his hands. Maybe Kakarot was.
What the fuck was that, Smugstick?
All he needed was this fight. The two clash overhead with the most incredible and intense battle.
They're playing Kakarot. That shit crazy.
Victory, finally proclaiming the birth of Buu as he forces Dabura to attack. The Z fighters defend themselves.
Kakarot's a good game. You gotta play that. Y'all gotta play that. It's a good game.
Buu's egg. Majin Buu was born. And as Goku and Vegeta punch each other in the face as Super Saiyan 3s, the fight stops in the face of the immense power of Majin Buu. The monster began to jump around, turning others into chocolate. Babidi began using magic to make Buu do his bidding, but it wasn't working as planned. It was then when Babidi looked over at Moro and watched him use spells to try and control Buu as well. This seemed painful. This seemed painful for the monster, as he began to be pulled into 2 different directions. Even some of the Z-Fighters yelled at them to stop. This was cruel. However, this magical tug-of-war only served to pull Majin Buu's psyche apart, as it separates Buu from the Grand Supreme Kai, who is
Ah.
trapped inside of him. Moro is shocked to see him, while Shin and Kibito are delighted. However, there's no time for that, as Majin Buu transforms back into his primal state, Kid Buu. Realizing that Earth will be destroyed if Kid Buu attacks, the Kais use their magic to teleport the combatants to the Supreme Kai's planet. However, Vegeta orders Moro to leave Kid Trunks behind. Vegeta promises to return for him. He tells him to defend what he can, in case any of Babidi's men stay behind. In an instant, the combatants disappear. Kid Trunks interprets this as his father allowing him to continue the invasion of Earth on his own. Smug and sure of himself,
Kid Trunks, you ain't
Kid
doing it.
Trunks
Kid, what the
heads
fuck?
to the World Tournament Arena. At the arena,
Oh, shit.
just as Mr. Satan is about to be crowned the World Martial Arts Champion, Kid Trunks announces his intent to conquer the world, but he's approached by a child, Goten, who tells him to stop. In the meantime, at Kaioshin's planet, Vegeta and Goku's crew both stare each other down. Goku accused Vegeta of betraying them and wanting to destroy Earth, but Vegeta said that he didn't know Sagambo was going to betray them. The two threw nasty insults, but there was a smirk and something tongue-in-cheek about it, to the point where it seemed like they were going to have another brawl. Shin, however, told them to stop. That this is a nightmare. Having to work with Moro, the birth of Buu, if Babidi didn't kill him, then it would be Moro. But the wizard simply stayed quiet, as everyone turned to face a being coughing behind them. Shin's eyes widened as he ran to the Grand Supreme Kai, who had been spelled out of Buu. Shin couldn't believe that his old friend was back, but he was serious as soon as he woke up. He warned that Buu and Babidi were already on their way, and that they needed to work together to defeat him. He glanced over at Moro, who was fuming with rage at his sight. He promised that whatever beef they had, they would have to settle it after the battle. Right then and there, Kid Buu, Sagambo, Dabura, and Babidi appeared. Gohan burst into Super Saiyan 2, Goku and Vegeta into Super Saiyan 3, and the rest maxed out their ki. The battle against Buu began.
The
with
rest maxed out their ki.
struggling as Buu was powered up by Babidi and even Moro, who was trying to control Buu. Vegeta thought that he was on their side, wanting to use Buu for their own advantage, but the Kais and even Babidi were afraid of what that might mean. In a moment of pure madness, Babidi and Shin agreed to join forces in battle against Moro. As Goku and Vegeta begin to overwhelm Buu, Moro angrily begins to draw energy from every fighter except for Buu, who seemed to be immune. His energy explodes as Goku and Vegeta power down from Super Saiyan 3 into 2. Dabura continues to battle Moro alongside the Grand Kai, Kibito and Shin. Other Z fighters like Trunks and Gohan join in as well, and it was taking all his new acquired power to push his enemies off.
Oh no, that's a lot of niggas against one person. Come on. Moro can't handle them niggas.
Kai kept trying to trap Moro within an object and seal him away. It took most of Moro's stored magic reserves to defend himself from the Grand Supreme Kai's spells. He had no time to waste on the small fry. Babidi couldn't believe it, as Moro engulfed him in fire and fried the smaller wizard. But Dabura, released from Babidi's spell, continued to attack Moro. The Goat Man was getting worn out. The Majin was getting tired of being controlled and zoomed in to try and attack Moro. Most of Moro's spells had no effect on the rampaging genie as he pummeled him down. However, despite
about Kid
everyone
Buu.
trying to attack him, Vegeta jumped in the way and defended Moro, telling him not to worry about Buu. This surprised not only Moro but everyone
Come on,
else.
Vegeta, what
Even
the fuck
so,
wrong with
it seemed
you?
like they were dealing with a losing battle.
Can't you see
Without
he
much
using
of a
you?
choice, the Grand Kai threw his Potara at Vegeta and Goku, telling them to use them to defeat Buu. It was clear that Moro wasn't going to help. Goku protested at first. He had no interest in fusing with Vegeta, but the Kai reassured that this would not be permanent. Goku and Vegeta reluctantly agreed and fused into the most powerful fusion, Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. The power rocketed heavens. As a halo floated over his head, the fight resumed, and Moro knew better than to try and continue the fight, disappearing into the shadows and hiding away from them. Fine, if he couldn't control Buu, it would simply allow Vegeta to get stronger. Vegito fought Kid Buu valiantly, to the point where he cupped his hands, charging his ultimate final Kamehameha, which disintegrated Buu. It was over. Majin Buu was defeated, and as Moro reappeared,
I bet Buu was cooked.
Gohan, Trunks, the Kais, the humans, and even Dabura knew they had to stop the monster. Only 7-3 and a few on his men stood by. As the Demon King attacked, 7-3 grabbed him and copied his moves, spitting on him and turning him into stone as a warning to everyone else to stay away from Moro. Now, a statue of Dabura would
7-3,
remain
fuck that
in
nigga.
Kaishu
I forgot.
forever.
7-3 cold. 7-3 is a fire ass
Vegito stepped in front. Within him,
character.
Vegeta's side of the fusion proved to care too much.
That copy
about the
shit
old
was
wizard.
crazy.
As the fusion ended and Goku floated over to his friends, Vegeta still stood with his arms wide open, protecting Moro.
I won't allow you to hurt one of my men. But Vegeta, he's just using you! The last time I checked, you all used me too. Back on Namek and with the androids.
Did that even make sense, Vegeta?
I fought your battles, and the moment you Earthlings found peace, I wasn't useful anymore, so you threw me away. Locked me up in prison. Unlike you lot, Moro actually helped me escape. He's done more for me than any of you.
Moro smirked. He knew Vegeta was under his thumb. He placed his hand on Vegeta's shoulder and told him he'd meet him at the ship. With that, Moro and the rest of Vegeta's squad teleported over to his ship. The Grand Kai cursed to the world, saying that they should have defeated him. But for now, it was time to switch back with Boo. But he promised Vegeta next time Moro caused trouble, it would be over, as the face of the Grand Kai turned into that of Fat Boo, smiling, seemingly no longer a threat. Everyone returned to Earth to find something amusing. Kid Trunks and Goten battling it out at the World Tournament, following the Little Prince's declaration to take over the world before taking their fight to the planes their fathers once fought in a long time ago.
Find out they're going to have them a fire ass fight.
A massive Gallic gun versus Kamehameha beam struggle. To everyone's surprise, Goten narrowly defeats Trunks, but Trunks promises to kill Goten. Vegeta steps in the way, telling him to know when a battle is
overpower
lost.
Trunks?
Trunks tried to argue, but Vegeta firmly said that they would defeat Kakarot's family one day. He looked over at Gohan and Goku while saying this. Goku walks to Vegeta, sticking his hand out to him. He told him that he can return to Earth. It's still a home to him. Vegeta looks at the hand and what that invitation signifies. A return to normalcy. An end to the destruction. But he looks at Bulma, staring at him through tear-filled eyes. Then at Moro, inviting him with a waggling, cold finger. Vegeta slaps the hand away, thanking Kakarot but saying, I have nothing left to prove. Not to Bulma, not to Trunks. Not even you, Kakarot.
Shut the fuck up.
But a voice screamed out from the crowd, yelling and asking why he thought he could simply leave again. Bulma begs everyone to help and defeat Vegeta so she can get her baby back. But Kid Trunks looked at Bulma up and down. He simply said that he didn't know who this woman was. Bulma was heartbroken, bursting into tears. It seemed Kid Trunks had chosen. Future Trunks tried to help his mother and apologize for failing her. Future Trunks tells her mother that he thinks Little Trunks needs more time with his father. He's sure that eventually he will return home, but that for now, his younger self will be safe with Vegeta. Bulma curses at Vegeta and promises to defeat him one day. Goku hugged Bulma and promised her his family would do anything to help. He turned to the Kaioshin and told him that if it was okay with him, he'd like to train on his planet. After all, he's dead. Kaioshin agreed and told him that Gohan and Goten were welcome too.
Yes,
There was
sir.
a special sword there that may be useful in their training. Vegeta and Goku stare each other down and smirked. Perfect. Their rematch would come soon enough. Vegeta noticed that Kid Trunks was still staring down Goten too. Bulma cries were drowned out by Vegeta's ship departing, with the Kaioshin telling Goku that Vegeta and Moro are the greatest threat to the universe. They will need to prepare. Gohan turned to Trunks and asked what he would do. Future Trunks looked at the ground in sadness and told his mother that sadly he has been away for too long and it was finally time to go see future Bulma. I'm sorry, Mother, but I have to return and help rebuild my future. I will train and find a way to bring myself back. But for now, this is goodbye. Bulma simply stayed quiet and left for Capsule Corp. Back at Vegeta's ship, Moro punched a wall in anger. Vegeta had never seen him lose his cool like that, but Moro was upset about having lost his power defending himself against the Grand Kai. He couldn't believe he got ganged up like that. Vegeta agreed, if only they had the Dragon Balls. That's when Moro perked up. That's right, the Dragon Balls. Moro looked at Vegeta with a smirk.
Vegeta, it is time you knew about what is out there. The other universe.
Oh shit. What's going on? all these noises?
Vegeta's team's hardest challenge was finding their way to Universe 6. They savaged a large part of a planet full of hedgehog-like people, where 7-3 absorbed their power, the ability to create portals. With that, they were able to make their way to the Twin Universe, in search of the second half of the Super Dragon Balls. But without the location of the Dragon Balls, or a Dragon Radar, they would have a difficult time locating them. Vegeta knew only one person was smart enough to create a radar like that, and that would be Bulma. But she would never cooperate with him. He didn't want to do this, but he didn't have much of a choice, as he used his instant transmission he learned years ago from Yardrat to go to Capsule Corp, get the Dragon Radar, and teleport away. Bulma had been using the radar to collect the Dragon Balls for her next birthday, and had recently collected them all. She was disappointed to have lost the radar, being forced to create a new one. Moro grabbed 7-3's shoulder, pouring his magic into the android, expanding his senses until 7-3 felt it. Another universe very similar to his own. And with that, he opened a portal as Vegeta's crew arrived to Universe 6. But before we continue, only around 30% of you guys are subscribed. So don't forget to leave a like and click the bell icon so you never miss the best Dragon Ball what-ifs out there. And if you want to be a super fan, then consider becoming a Patreon.
I'll let it slide.
Let's continue with the story. Vegeta's crew travels around Universe 6 as 7-3 and some of the other crew attempts to update the radar to locate the Super Dragon Balls. It took a while, so they searched many places in the meantime, finding Namek and other planets like that. Moro took note of them all. To their surprise, it seems like the Super Dragon Balls were mostly together already, with only a couple missing. The team heads that way to be surprised by the planet-sized Dragon Balls. They seemed abandoned, so they claim them for themselves as they continue searching for the remaining ones. They found one more near a planet that reminded Vegeta a lot of one he had only heard about, Planet Sadala. Could it be that Saiyans remained in this universe? Vegeta would answer that question in time, but first, they had Mora's magic move the Dragon Balls over to the rest. As they discussed their next move, they heard a voice from behind.
Well, looks
Little
like we
chopper.
found our thieves, Vados. Hand over the Dragon Balls, or I'll erase you.
Vegeta isn't intimidated, though Moro's eyes widened and told Vegeta to back off. Doesn't he know who he is? He is the god of destruction of Universe 6, Champa. The power he possessed was enticing, but he knew that he couldn't attack the cat. If he tried to absorb his power now, he would surely be killed. Vegeta remembers Beerus. This must be his twin. He was terrified of him as a kid, but he has grown a lot stronger than before. He has nothing to lose. He only asks Champa for what the hell he wanted the Dragon Balls for. Champa doesn't answer, instead teleporting before Vegeta and pointing his hand out. Vegeta, in response, slams his head against Champa. Sure, he would have been afraid of Beerus, but this was just some cat, and he didn't have anything worth protecting anymore. If he was gonna go, he was gonna go with a bang. Champa was insulted, saying that if it's a fight he wants, it's a fight he'll get. The two clash over the 6 Dragon Balls, and Vegeta quickly realizes how outmatched he is.
He's a little different
Some of
now.
his men start to retreat.
He's a little different now.
Over, as Champa finally yelled out a Hakai. But when Vegeta closed his eyes welcoming death, Moro used a bit of his power to teleport him away, right next to him. Champa was angry by this altercation and rushed in the way of Moro as well. Moro smirked. Maybe he should do it now. Maybe he should take all of Vegeta's power and get away. But as he thought this, Vados appeared in front of Champa. Vados says that it was very impressive for a normal Saiyan to challenge the god of destruction like that, and that she's surprised that Champa didn't kill him right away. He wondered if perhaps he too thought that this could be the so-and-so god Beerus talked about so long ago. Upset, Champa asks for clarification, but Vados refuses to elaborate. Champa begins to get upset, but realizes that this must mean this Saiyan is important. If he can draw out that power, then he will be the best bet against Beerus' universes. Vados winks at Vegeta with a smirk. The Saiyan had no idea what she was talking about. A god of some kind? That was definitely not him. Or was it? Champa scoffs, telling Vados that if she doesn't want to tell him, he's just gonna assign her to train Vegeta. Vados is actually delighted, making Champa facepalm. Vegeta's excited to train with them, asking to take Trunks with him as well. In the meantime, Moro will search for the final Super Dragon Ball, only allowing this if it meant eventually he will get more power.
Only allowing it? Bitch, you gonna let me do it.
Eventually he, too, will be the strongest around. That's when we skip ahead to Universe 7, where Beerus has come to Earth to challenge the Super Saiyan God after fighting Goku in Otherworld. Remember, Goku's dead in this story still, so Gohan is the main Saiyan on Earth. Without Vegeta, it seemed like Earth really was doomed, but from King
Earth
Kai's
was
planet,
cooked.
Goku suggests to use the Dragon Balls and asks Shenron about the Super Saiyan God. This party is a lot more low-key than the one in the anime and the movie, since Bulma isn't exactly the same person as there. Either way, Shenron explains the God ritual, needing 5 Saiyans to pour their power into another. They've got 2, Gohan and Goten. Whis says that he can get the other one they met in Otherworld, and Videl reveals she's pregnant. Even so, they still need 2 more Saiyans. Goten goes up to Beerus, talking about how they fought 2 other Saiyans not too long ago, Vegeta and Trunks. Gohan tries to pull Goten back, and Bulma says that there's no way they're going to help with the
Bulma,
ritual,
shut the
nor
fuck
does she
up,
want
cuz.
them
You
there.
already done
Beerus is
enough,
having none
cuz.
of it, telling Whis to
That's
find
right.
those 2 Saiyans. He searches and searches through planets that are inhabited, meaning no Vampa, but nothing comes out of it until...
Well, if it isn't my dear brother, looking for a Super Saiyan God, are ya? Well,
I
I've
hate
got
this
one
voice.
for you
This
right
voice
here,
acting is
Beerus.
terrible.
Everyone was terrified to see Champa. What was this? A God of Destruction bargain sale? Vegeta walks in from behind Champa, smirking at Goku and the others, declaring himself to have ascended beyond Super Saiyan 3. Champa didn't realize he already knew these people. Was he originally from Universe 7? It didn't matter. Clearly, their universe is so bad that he deserted. Beerus asked his brother what the hell he's doing there, and Champa reveals that he's been watching him since he woke up again, just to prove which universe was better. He is quite sad he doesn't have an Earth of his own, so he wonders if there's a way for him to get one, specifically this one. But before then, why not show off the power of Super Saiyan God? Vegeta smirks, stepping towards Beerus as his crimson aura bursts open. His training with Vados had paid off. Bulma can't stand to watch Vegeta, but she catches glimpses of little kid Trunks behind Vados staring at her. She waves with a sad smile, but Trunks tries to pretend as if he doesn't look at her. Goten too had been staring down at Trunks. Goku and Gohan are both extremely impressed by the battle. They had both developed their own forms since the challenges against Majin Buu, but this was leaps ahead. Beerus
Leaps
is really
ahead.
impressed by this power. It's beyond what Goku showed off in the movie, even if slightly. After all, this Vegeta has been training with an angel for a bit now. It looks like Beerus is still going to win, however, as they both rise up to the sky.
that blue-
Vegeta still can't control the power
That
of the
Super
Super
Saiyan Blue
Saiyan
Evolution
God
fight
quite yet. And he's
in the
running out of
manga
time.
against
He
Beerus,
knows it, but unlike
that nigga
Goku,
Beerus
when
fucked
he
him
drops
up.
out of God for a second, he doesn't hear any voices. He's alone. Not even Moro, 7-3, or anyone else. All he sees is little Trunks looking at him with sad eyes. He realizes that everyone who had supported him was no longer rooting for him. Had he made a
Come on,
mistake?
Vegeta. Sorry,
the anger he
Vegeta.
felt now because of this revelation pushes him forward. And unlike Goku, who was pushed on by love from his friends, the Super Saiyan God is reawakened by the hurt he feels. The righteous anger of the Super Saiyan God. Vegeta's power pushed him to punch Beerus across the face, pointing his hand out to create
Okay, Vegeta.
a flaming Big Bang attack crashed into the water below as the Big Bang spread through the cracks of the earth.
I'm
Beerus
trying to get
opened
Super
his
Saiyan
aura
Blue
to
on
dissipate
Kakarot.
the
I
water.
was
He looked up at Vegeta
a while
and
back.
smirked. He needed to
Fucking
get
Whis
himself
fucking-
one of those Super Saiyan gods.
Can't fight that nigga,
He
bro.
thought back at the other Saiyans. Maybe one of them could be fun to play around with. Beerus is still impressed by Vegeta, telling him that if he had been from his universe, then perhaps he would have spared Earth. As they both return to the surface, Beerus begins to prepare a powerful energy ball, with Goku, Gohan, and the others stepping forward to defend Earth, but Vegeta knows they wouldn't be able to stand against him. Champa argues that he wants Earth for himself, telling Beerus not to destroy it, but this only angers his brother even more, giving him more of a reason to do so. Vegeta, however, steps in the way, telling him that if he wants a Super Saiyan God of his own, then Goku is the best choice. He glances over at the other Saiyan, saying that he's the only one to ever give him a true challenge, and he wants to fight him again. Whis says that he can revive him no problem. Goku can't believe that Vegeta did this. Was he mocking him? Or perhaps it was something else. As the Universe 6 team is about to leave, Champa challenges Universe 7 to the tournament, though it will take some time to prepare. Before they return to Universe 6, Vegeta approaches Bulma, not saying a word, but nodding at her. Trunks, on the other hand, says that he's glad to see her again. Bulma bursts into tears,
Aw,
hugging
come
Trunks.
on.
He doesn't
Aw,
quite
little
hug
Trunks.
back though. Vegeta takes Trunks away as he says,
Take care of yourself, Bulma.
the lights of the Angel flash on as they're taken away to continue on training. But we switch back to Universe 6 now, with Moro having trouble finding the final Super Dragon Ball. Champa says that they're trying to figure out where it is. But first, he needs the Super Dragon Balls for the tournament. If Universe 6 wins, then Moro will not only get the location for the final Super Dragon Ball, but the wish as well. Moro has no other option. They can't find the final Dragon Ball, so he accepts, banking everything on Vegeta winning. No pressure. Though Vegeta is not involved with Resurrection F at first,
Right.
it's clear that Goku isn't advancing as quickly as he was in the original story. Without Vegeta, they don't push each other as much. Vegeta only has an advantage because he's been training with an angel for such a long time. So once the time comes to
that makes
battle
sense.
Frieza actually manages to take down Goku. Gohan joins in, but he too fails against the Tyrant. Frieza stands above both Goku and Gohan, pointing a blast down to Earth. It seems like he's going to destroy it and kill
Whis
both
did
of the
say
Saiyans.
they
But
get
Whis
stronger
turns
when
back
they train
time
together.
just as it's about to explode, telling all the Z fighters that if they want their planet to survive, they need to help the Saiyans out, and maybe even accept help from another one. Bulma once again refuses, but
Bulma,
as
shut the
Piccolo,
fuck up,
Krillin,
cuz.
Tien, and the kids fire blast to get him away from them, Bulma finally accepted that they may need some help, as Whis finally asks if Vegeta can come play to Vados, so the Z fighters have to keep fighting until then. Vados only complies when Whis reminds her that he is originally from Universe 7 after all. Champa tries to argue, but Vegeta says that he does want to be involved. If that is who he thinks he is, that he wants to kick Frieza's ass. Once he finally arrives, Goku and Gohan hate
Imagine
that they
Vegeta
have
pulling up
ask
to be
for
the
help.
savior.
It is at this moment that Gohan realizes that he needs to take training seriously. He doesn't want to have to ask for help from Vegeta ever again, and if it pushes his father forward more, past the need of Vegeta, then he will gladly train. But as Vegeta stepped forward to face Frieza, the Emperor smiled. He really wanted to fight Vegeta, and was disappointed to find he wasn't there. Vegeta fought Frieza for a little bit, gauging his power, until realizing that his training could be enough. He let Frieza attack him in such a way that it seemed like Vegeta was going to lose and make everyone think that the world was going to explode. But as he did this,
you know Vegeta be
burst into
bullshitting.
Super Saiyan Blue, pushed Frieza back, stepped over his tail to keep him from running away, and told him that one of the first people to betray his trust was Frieza when he destroyed Planet Vegeta. And with that, Vegeta annihilated Frieza.
I don't like
The
that.
prince
I hate
turned back
that,
to look at everyone
that
with a
gi-
smile.
that gi-
Goku
that
cursed.
gi on,
Of course, Vegeta was ahead of him
Vegeta.
still.
That gi-
He'd been
that gi-
training with
whatever the
Vados
fuck.
for so long, he managed to reach
I never liked that
a
uniform.
power Goku only thought was possible. That Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Vados told Whis that he'd better train those two, otherwise they don't stand a chance. Whis said that he'd take his sister's advice, as Vados and Vegeta left. Trunks waved his mother goodbye. It seemed to her like part of him wanted to stay, but she couldn't say anything in time. Goku punched the ground. He needed to train and get stronger. Gohan smiled at him, giving him a hand up and promising his father to train even harder than before. They would
Okay,
surpass
okay.
Vegeta. Goku nodded, and Gohan asked if he had a plan. Goku looked at his fist, thinking of King Kai, and saying, "Of course, it's that simple." But back in Universe 6, Vegeta's encounter with them reminded him of the tournament between Universe 6 and 7, asking Champa if he had any idea who he would choose for it. And Champa says that he knows a few people, some Saiyans in fact. That reminds Vegeta he needs to go to Planet Sadala. He wants to personally choose the warriors for his team, requesting that Champa takes him to Planet Sadala. The Universe 6 tournament team begins to take shape. Next, what if Vegeta was betrayed?
All right. Okay, this is shaping out to be a really good story, man. I'm really into getting into it, man. Vegeta felt betrayed. Now he's yeah, he's pissed the fuck off, and I get it, bro. He should be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So and shout out to Smugstick for this story so far, man. He's really getting go into detail with it, and it's like very interesting. Like I never he flipping different parts of the story. Like, oh, I never thought of it if it would be like that. It'd be like this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like this. So hey, if you like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.